Now to our major breaking news story of the day. In the Walmart mass shooting case, a new report just released today alleges District Attorney Ivan Rosales' office used intimidation tactics against the family of Alexander Hoffman, one of the victims of the August 3rd massacre. This is a long and complex story, so we're going to break down the key points for you. This all started June 27th when Rosales held a news conference where she announced her hope that the state's trial against Patrick Crusius, the alleged shooter, would begin in the summer of 2023. Jump forward to July 1st. Judge Sam Medrano, who is presiding over the state case, issued a gag order stopping people connected to the case from speaking about it publicly. Judge Medrano also questioned Rosales' proposal of a summer 2023 trial date. On that same day, and according to John Briggs, who was the lead prosecutor on the case at the time, victims' families met with the district attorney's office and with municipal court judge Roger Rodriguez. At that meeting, Briggs said Rodriguez reportedly whipped the victims' families into a frenzy and proposed that Judge Medrano be recused from the case. Fast forward to August 4th, the day after the third anniversary of the shooting, media outlets received an email alleging KVIA coverage violated the gag order. That email was signed by the son of Alexander Hoffman, although the Hoffman family denied that he wrote it. On August 18th, at another hearing, Judge Medrano appointed attorney Justin Underwood to represent the Hoffman family and asked that no one else speak to them about the case. A few days later, on August 24th, a local defense attorney submitted a lawsuit to remove Rosales from her position as district attorney. Then on September 9th, Rosales went through with Rodriguez's suggestion and filed a request to recuse Judge Medrano from the case. On September 27th, that request was denied, and Judge Medrano was allowed to remain on the case. That brings us to today, October 6th. Justin Underwood submitting his report on the emails allegedly sent by the son of Alexander Hoffman and accused the district attorney's office of intimidating the family. There are numerous accusations in that filing. ABC 7's Rosemary Montañez obtained that document. She joins us live now from the El Paso County Courthouse. Rosemary.
That's right, Eric. This document was filed this morning, ABC 7 obtaining it minutes after. And in these pages, local attorney Justin B. Underwood says the Hoffman family was continuously victimized by someone in the district attorney's office. The report claims that Ann Rodriguez, who is the wife of municipal judge Roger Rodriguez and who Underwood says works at the DA's office, sent the email from the Alexander Hoffman's widow's phone. Underwood says the widow, Rosa Maria Valdez Garcia, didn't know anything about it. Another big accusation Underwood made in the report was that the state's former lead prosecutor, John Briggs, thought the email came from Roger Rodriguez. Underwood says Briggs was terminated 3 days later. Lastly, the report says Roger Rodriguez tried to intimidate Hoffman's widow, allegedly telling her to, quote, not betray him because, quote, he had snipers everywhere. I visited the DA's office today to talk to District Attorney Rosales about these allegations.
I'm going to have you if you can leave your information for me,
okay,
so I can go ahead and have somebody call you back.
Okay, there's no one else that we could talk to? Like her assistant?
No one's here. I think they're working remotely today, so I don't know.
And later, someone at the district attorney's office went on and emailed me saying the office did not have a comment due to that gag order that's in place. Coming up on ABC 7 at 6, we bring you more details inside of this report and other transcriptions that ABC 7 obtained. For now, reporting in downtown El Paso, Rosemary Montañez, ABC 7.
All right, Rosemary, and this is a look at the transcripts that ABC 7 has also obtained that she was referencing there. 3 different conversations between the Hoffman family and Roger Rodriguez, 2 phone calls, 1 in person. They were included as evidence in Attorney Underwood's report today, and they're located on this article in depth here on KVIA.com. You go to the homepage and click on this article. You'll be able to scroll through all of these transcripts from these 3 different conversations that were submitted as part of the evidence. In the transcripts, Rodriguez is recorded detailing his plan to be put in charge of the Walmart case if Judge Medrano were to be recused. He also alludes to having access to some of the evidence in the case, something District Attorney Ivan Rosales denied under oath during the September 27th recusal hearing. Again, there are 34 pages worth of documents here in these transcripts that you can scroll through. They are available to you right now on KVIA.com. If you go to our homepage and click on this story, you'll see them at the bottom of the article. It still begs the question for many of you wondering, who is Roger Rodriguez? ABC 7's Michael Courier spent the day looking for answers and trying to learn more about Judge Rodriguez. He joins us live now in the studio to explain. Michael.
Yeah, Eric, I drove to Vinton. It has listed business address in West El Paso and even tried to find him at a school he teaches criminal justice at. There was no trace of him at all. Judge Rodriguez was elusive in physical form, but appeared dozens of times in the report. There are more than 30 pages, like you said, of transcripts detailing conversations he had with the Hoffmans, saying things like, quote, "If everything was rose-colored and pretty, then we would not need God. And God is testing us at this time," unquote, referring to the Hoffmans getting through this tough time. The report shows municipal court judge was also talking of becoming the judge in the Walmart shooting case. Quote, "Because if I succeed in being put in charge of that case, I will get rid of corrupt people. I will not even leave the scraps, so to speak," unquote. The report also shows Judge Rodriguez claiming to have inside knowledge of Patrick Crusius interviews. Quote, "Something I want you to know is that Crusius, I do know what Crusius said because I have had access," unquote. The last quote puts statements made by District Attorney Yvonne Rosales in question when she told a district judge during a recusal hearing that Rodriguez was not employed by the DA's office. Coming up at 6, I will discuss the links that I took today of trying to get in contact with the judge, Roger Rodriguez. Back to you.
All right, Michael, and of course that denial happening in that September 27th recusal under oath when the district attorney made those statements in the courtroom. We are now joined by former district court judge and former justice of the 8th Court of Appeals, Chris Ancliffe. He's been following this story for months. Thank you for taking some time to come in here today. There's so much to unpack of what was revealed today, but what stands out to you the most?
That the fact that the DA, the district attorney's office, would interfere with potential witnesses to the extent that they did is incomprehensible. I would mention that the two lawyers that are involved, Omar Carmona filed the petition to remove DA Rosales, and Justin Underwood filed his report. His job was just to explain whether or not the Hoffman family was involved in violating Judge Medrano's gag order. Those two lawyers really stepped up and have done a remarkable job of speaking truth to power, and I think I need to mention that.
And you mentioned in an op-ed you wrote recently about judges specifically not really being able to have a voice in these types of situations because they're meant to not speak about anything regarding a case. Speaking of the case, there's another hearing next week. What happens from here?
I think at that hearing, Judge Medrano will accept Justin Underwood's report. I think he will likely relieve him of that appointment and accept or make a declaration basically that the Hoffman family did not violate the gag order. From that point, I expect that the judge would set another status hearing, probably to follow Judge Guadarrama in the federal system's status hearing in January. So, I mean, a lot's going to change between now and January.
So if Justin Underwood is released, who does the Hoffman family then communicate with?
I suspect that he will continue to represent them in some capacity, but the court appointment of him as an attorney ad litem is probably going to be ending.
You've done this work for a long time. Have you ever seen anything quite like this?
No, I have not. It's unbelievable what's gone on, and to the extent that it has gone on. From this date forward, the district attorney she must disqualify herself from the Walmart shooting case. I think that is an absolute necessity given everything that came out today. Whether the petition for removal succeeds or not, I think that's a given. Then I think either Judge Medrano can appoint a special prosecutor, or perhaps Judge Lewis, if he determines to do so, could appoint an interim district attorney. One of those things will likely happen in the coming months.
You mentioned the removal process. That is something that ultimately the county attorney, Joanne Bernal, has to make a decision on by November 1st. We did reach out to her office today. They did not have any comment based on what came out of today. We will certainly continue to follow it. Is there any inkling, I have to get out of here, but really quickly I want to ask you, do you have any suspicion that this case could be moved out of El Paso because of all this?
I hope not. This case belongs in El Paso. It happened to El Pasoans. It should be prosecuted here. Just because the actions of the Office of the District Attorney have muddied the waters somewhat that case needs to be tried here, both on the federal and state sides.
Judge Chris Sandcliffe, thank you very much for your expertise this afternoon here on ABC 7 at 5. It is important to download the KVI News app. That is where you can find articles with information on the latest developments in this case, as well as articles chronicling the story through the last few months, as we've been showing you throughout this newscast. We have been breaking this story from the beginning. We'll continue to follow it and bring you complete team coverage.